wanted to write from like the moment I couldn't even spell.
But I do agree. I got a lot to learn when it comes to acting. I still got to practice.
We're on the radio promoting the show and had invited people.
Better than the first. The Adam Talks Podcast, Season 2.
Welcome back, everybody. It's so good to have you here. It's another great episode of the Adam Talks Podcast, and today is no different. It is going to be awesome. You're going to love the conversation we're having with the guy that's coming on today. But before we get into that, can you do one thing for me, just one real quick thing? If you're on YouTube, can you hit that little subscribe button? And if you're on one of the other platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio, could you hit that follow button? It's something that takes just a couple seconds out of the day, and it helps out so much for the podcast on all of those platforms. It helps us grow, and it helps to know who's staying with us. So if you could do that, it would mean the world to me, guys, and I'd be so grateful. But today we're talking to someone I've known since around 2012. This guy is a really cool dude. It's awesome to have conversations with people that you know, people that you can have really good, easy conversations with, and you know, people that you've had conversations with. This guy is an all-around fighter. He started off on street beefs. He's an MMA fighter, professionally 5 fights under his belt. The guy is going into bare knuckle boxing and other combat sports. We're talking today to the nasty native, Cody Beck. It is an awesome conversation where we get to talk about all kinds of different things that's going on in his life. And I don't want to hold you up any further. So guys, without any further ado, this is my conversation with the nasty native, Cody Beck. We are here with an awesome guest, another pro fighter. Guy is running Street Beefs Dirty South, a professional MMA fighter, and looking to make a debut sometime in the near future in bare knuckle boxing. We're here with the nasty native, Cody Beck. How's it going, dude?
Good, man. Good. Hey, I know it's been a long time coming, bro, but it's a good time. Good chance to finally be on, bro. And doing good, man. I could not complain. I couldn't complain.
Right on, man. How did the fighting stuff how did you get into the fight game, man? I know last time I seen you in person, we were playing football like in 2012 up at Lakeside or something. No pads, tackle football and stuff. I think that was the last time I seen you in person, honestly. What all has changed since then, and how'd you get into the fight game?
Dude, you know, I got in there. I got some trouble back in like 2014. I had to do a little time, and you know, in that time of growing and growing as a person and maturing, I've never really ever fought ever, other than just like for fun parties. I've always known that guy. Oh yeah, I got hands. He fights. You know, nothing cool you can really brag about in the fighting world. But in that time thinking, bro, I was gone 22 months. I was like, man, I was just kind of, you know, I was 20 years old. Just in a spot like, man, what am I going to do? You know, what am I going to do with myself? And I got out, man. I trained 3 times literally with an MMA group. And I said, you know, before I take a fight underneath a school, I want to make sure I want to get punched in the face and do this. So, man, I took a fight underneath my own name. I went with no corners. My corner man, actually, for my first fight was someone I was originally going to fight before in Oklahoma. That fight, he backed out of that one, and I fought one of his teammates. And, man, that's how I started, bro. 2017, literally got in MMA. That was my first year training ever MMA. I'd always just been known for fight, you know, beating street fighting, man. That's it. Nothing official, you know, nothing to brag about at all. It's just that's how I got into fighting, was on the streets. And, man, yeah, fast forward to me getting in trouble and me being like, damn, what am I going to kind of do? And, you know, seeing if I really wanted to do it, man. And after that, I loved it. I lost my debut, you know. I didn't have no training at all or no knowledge. And I lost by 1 point, had a good fight. And, but it was definitely something afterwards. I was like, yeah, I got to commit to this. I got to get after it. I'm way behind from everybody else. I need to get busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's a dangerous game you get into, man, with fighting and everything. And you know, you got to be well versed. You got to know how to do a little bit of everything, especially in MMA, you know, whereas if you're boxing or you're kickboxing, you only have a couple different things you got to know how to do, as far as like you got a bunch in the stand-up area, but there's only, you know, certain things you're doing and can do. But if you're in MMA, man, you got to be able to see everything and anything. Was that a challenge for you, learning all this stuff, learning how to balance all the different aspects of MMA?
I think overall, since 2017, it's been a learning every month. It's been like kind of figuring something out about myself. Uh, for me, being a heavyweight, it's been like something I've had to understand with myself is like accept where I'm bad at, or not. I wouldn't bad, or where I'm lacking, where everyone else has advantages of. In today's modern day game, it's wrestling. I was focused so much on jiu-jitsu at the time, it got me in this weird funk, and I was getting destroyed on the ground by wrestlers because I was just accepting. And then I started training with wrestlers. I actually went to junior college for wrestling too. I was playing. I
Oh
went to Henderson
wow.
State after high school. I got. I was summer two Henderson State, summer two term. I transferred to Arkansas Baptist up in Little Rock, and after I did 2 years college there, I did off season of wrestling, and I met Luis Pena. He was my college roommate there, and that's when I found out how far behind I was because Lake Hamilton didn't have wrestling when I graduated, or even before. They got it after, so was super far behind, man, and that's just really where I was like, I need to pick up there, And wrestling's been something I just try to always get better at because, damn, them wrestlers, some of them guys been wrestling since they were 4 years old, dude.
Yeah, yeah, man. You got people that are in there rolling
So,
around from day one, man.
yeah, so it's a mindset. It's like, man, I really got to outwork them, but there's no way you could do that physically. So it's like that's the mindset I kind of have with it. I'm like, they're so far ahead. I need to be busier. I need to be busier. That way, I got a fair chance, type deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Pretty good.
Was it MMA first was it MMA first that piqued your interest, or was it something else in the fight game? Like, I know you were, before you ran, I guess, Street Beef's Dirty South, I'd seen that you had done other stuff in Street Beefs, correct?
Yeah, man. So rewind a little bit. But I was about 13 when I started boys and girls boxing underneath Coach McCoy. But it wasn't like I was just a kid that my mom was trying to, get me out of trouble in and kind of put me something in. Wasn't really playing football or taking it serious at the time. So I started training boxing, which is why I revert back to it nowadays because it's something so original for me, and it's always been my actual base. Um, but I was a kid, I was a
Yeah.
teen. I went like once a week. It was nothing I did like serious, but that's kind of I call that my roots. It really is. And I try to just focus a lot on that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Definitely, man.
But
Definitely. You go from being in trouble as a young man to getting into this structured environment in a different kind of structure than you're used to, I'd suppose. Does it feel like going back in time in a way? Because you played football at Lake Hamilton, yeah.
yes, sir.
So is it kind of like the same sort of thing? You have different coaches teaching different things where you're able to learn different techniques and things from different people, or is it something completely different that I'm just not getting?
Man, it's a sport just like you would think it is, brother. Just exactly how you're thinking, man. I learn from beginners. I learn from everyone I train with. Hell, bro, I've known at this level now. I'm 5 pro fights in. Dude, I'm one of the greatest sparring partners there is because I'm one of them guys that you could learn. Like you could come over and we could spar, bro, and you would learn so much. All because I'm not the guy that's gonna kill you. I'm gonna be like, okay, man, tighten up a little bit here and there, this and that. Like there's so many good people like that in boxing and martial arts that come together and really help each other get better. Like that's why I'm an independent fighter and go cross train with all these other gyms, and I go pray I'm very cool with every coach in Arkansas. I do private lessons with almost all of them that I can't afford to do. And, it's all about just soaking up knowledge, man. And I represent each gym I train with. I'm very proud to say, yeah, man, I do privates with him, or yeah, dude, I go spar with them guys. And, that's why I do, man. So it's because I know how knowledgeable it helps you, especially in fighting, man. In any sport, it's just like if I was a pro tennis player, man, going to go train with all the other pros, man, teaching me little chicks and tricks, and it all definitely really adds up, dude. Like, um, yeah, hell, man. I'll save actually what I'm gonna say for a question I didn't think I know you're gonna ask me, but yeah.
Okay, right on, man, right on. Uh, so whenever you're roaming around doing these different things, you called yourself an independent fighter. That means you don't have a particular training, a school, because you learn from all kinds of different people, correct? And I mean, that must be a hell of a good thing for you, man. That must be something really good that helps you out because, you know, you can go to Off the Chain and learn something completely different than you would learn from Westside or from Revolution MMA up in Benton area, Benton Bryan area, you know. I mean, what are some of the more important things, I guess, aspects of the fight game that you've learned throughout your time since you first started with that first loss to where you are now?
Man, rounds are so important. If you're not in the gym putting in the rounds of grappling and sparring and you know, I've learned like combinations, that stuff's all good and stuff, but like as far as I've come now, man, I don't like fancy pad work. I like realistic pad work. Am I form? Am I punching correctly? Am I balanced? Like a lot of them guys will hold pads way outside their faces, and you know, it's just I don't believe in that type of training, man. Like best aspect, bro, that I've gotten this far in the game, and all the coaches that I've trained with will tell me. And I've been told this. This is just the honest truth, Cody. You're not in here enough. You got to get in here more. You got to get those rounds more. You got to grapple more. You got to spar more. You know, it's just a matter, bro, of getting in there, man. And it's not even being committed to the sport, but if you're serious with it, man, it's just about being committed by getting better. You know what I mean? And that's a bottom line
Yeah.
to it, dude. Anyone that's in the fight game, man, if you're only able to go once or twice a week, man, you got to find a way to go more per se. You know, if you're going 5 days a week and you feel like you're not getting better, man, you got to find a way to go 6. You know what I mean? Like just getting more
Yeah.
in. Yes, sir.
So, I mean, you're in there doing all of these different things. And I talked to Caleb McCauley, and you know he said something about staying with one program, I guess, and that helps out a lot because you stick around these groups of people that you know really well. Is there some truth to that, or would you say there's different ways for different people?
100% different ways for different people. You know, sticking with a small promotion, a big promotion, it's not bad, especially when it's a good, close knit community. Like Dewan Pinkney's program, man, I love fighting for him.
Yeah.
Hell, I had 2 wins for him before I finally lost. You know, and it's just like good platform, good people. It's here in my hometown. You know, it's really good, but it comes to a certain degree of like when you need to step up that level. How long are you going to do that? You're not going to get seen by none of the bigger guys winning in smaller promotions. You will, especially as you get better fights and fight and become champion and stuff like that. But some
Yeah.
people jump the gun. They don't want to do a small. They don't want to risk fighting. They want to fight the best off rip, dude, and they want to go to LFA. They want to go to bigger, And some people are like that, man. Some people get opportunities. I've been offered to fight LFA when I was amateur to make my pro debut against another guy making his pro debut. But at the time, I wish I had slowed down just a little. I had just got picked up by Iridium Sports Management, and if I wouldn't have been managed, bro, I would have done it, dude. But they
Oh
didn't let
wow.
me. I know, and it's something I always regret because I made my pro debut in Little Rock instead against excuse my language, a monster, bro. No disrespect to him, man. I didn't think. I just was like, man, he's the biggest dude I ever fought. He got popped for roids. He made it to the UFC. He got popped for roids, but no discredit to
Oh
him, man. I lost
wow.
fair and square to him. I didn't lose to him because of the roids at all. He caught me fair and square, but
Yeah.
that's also something that gives me motivation, bro. Knowing I fought someone in the UFC, like it's just like, man, it's just time in, time in the sport, time in the fight
Yeah.
game, getting these fights, fighting for the smaller guys, and then at the level I'm at now, I'm not going to fight for no more small guys. Because I'm already 5 fights in. I'm going to call the dudes at LFA that offered me that fight, but hey, look, I don't care who it is, let's go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, man.
get back to your question. I think it just matters on where you're at, who you are, like what your plan is, how quick you want to move, or if you're in a situation like me, or maybe I'm negative right now. I'm 2-3. 2 of my fights came from 4 or 5 seconds within my literal AC joint getting popped. So it's like I got to be really smart. Do I want to fight in a smaller promotion, make little money, and get risk of getting hurt again, or I don't want to go to a big promotion, finally get a big paycheck, and it's the risk is worth the reward type deal. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I guess that kind of feeds into the next thing I was going to ask is the goal for you something like a PFL, a Bellator, obviously UFC sort of thing, a one fighting championship? Is that your end goal?
For sure, bro. Like I'm with Iridium Sports, and though for those who do know, man, they're the top food chain, man. They got some of the most UFC athletes in the game. And I'm not only am I managed by them, I'm managed by Jason House, the guy.
Oh,
You know what I
wow.
mean? So it's like I'm in the right hands of the people, dude. I just gotta keep winning, bro. And it's like I got really demotivated in my last fight. I worked so hard, bro, for the same thing to happen that happened in my second pro fight. Like the second my shoulder hit the ground, it shot my AC joint. And I was supposed to have surgery. I'm supposed to have surgery on it. But here's the sucky part for me, bro. I can't get insurance right now, and I just can't afford it,
Dang,
bro. I
man.
just can't. And I was
You,
supposed to have surgery a year ago on it, and he just said if you're not going to do it, just keep doing your therapy. I did it for a year, bro, thinking it was okay. The second I took a little fall on my arm, my AC joint just can't. It can't hold my weight. I can't even do a push up, bro. So it's like it really has demotivated me, bro, in MMA big time. But here's my end goal. Back to the question. I told myself when I signed my pro contract for MMA that I would fight 10 times and see where it gets me. You know what I mean? I'm negative right now. I've already fought twice. I've already halfway got to what I said I would. So that's why I'm so like, man, it's very important what my next 5 moves are for MMA. Very, very
yeah.
important. I can't fight these. Literally, bro, the 2 guys that hurt my shoulder were, I didn't even know it, Division 1 wrestlers. I've never wrestled, bro. So it's like, I'm screwing myself. I need to fight strikers. I need to pick the right fights. I don't need to fight bums or nobody's that's going to look bad on me. I need to fight people that are like me, same type of style that I have the best chance to win against. That's skillful too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at with my management. They said, "Look, man, go make money in boxing." I went to the BKFC tryouts. Been waiting sideline. They said, "Go make your money this year." Because punching don't affect me, brother. It's just the lifting and pulling aspect, pushing and pulling on my AC joint. Uh,
Yeah.
so I'm letting my shoulder here. Hopefully, I can make enough money boxing this year to have surgery. That's my goal, bro. If I could just have surgery, it would make me feel. I would take the time off I need to heal for MMA and go. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Before we get into
for
before
sure.
we get into that bare knuckle stuff, man, going from your amateur debut to your first professional fight, how much did you learn and change, and in what ways to make yourself feel comfortable and confident to become a professional?
I'm gonna be honest, bro. That most people aren't with that type of question. I wasn't. Um, if it wasn't for the people around me, bro, I would have never got talked to in my pro debut. Um, and then it goes back to me starting the sport so late, bro. Like I started this sport, bro, when I was like 24. You know what I mean? A lot of guys are in the sport by the age of 15, 14, way sooner. So it all came back to like I kept saying, I'm just not good enough, bro. There's nobody I'm gonna be able to compete with these guys. And it just came back to my support group. Like, nah, bro, yeah, you are, dog. You got it, bro. Like, you just gotta, get in the gym. Find a gym, find a home, train. And it came down to the dude the manager that found me. He's like, bro, he's like, I don't know you, but when I watched your fights, I could tell you didn't have enough training. He's like, but I can see it in you, bro. He's like, that's why I had to find. The second my video got posted of one of my 7-second clips where he was messaging random people trying to find me and find my contact, and he was like, man, you just got to believe in yourself, man, and you know what I mean. So it all goes back to people around me that believed in me, man. Helped me believe in myself a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's always good to have that support system, because if you ain't got a support system, if you ain't got that group of people around you pushing you to do better, saying, "Hey, man, come on now, back over here, let's go, come on, you
Yeah.
can do this. Don't be down on yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Just get back in it and do better." If you ain't got that around you and you're just in your own head, man, a lot of the times I feel like not just for fighters or for for athletes, but for anybody, just anybody in general in life. If you get in that spot in your own head, you don't have that support system. That's when things go bad for you in every aspect of life, because I'm a pro wrestler. At least at the moment, I'm a pro wrestler. I'm going to take a little bit of time off in a little while to get health concerns taken care of, because it's just a whole nother story altogether. But, I'm a pro wrestler, and even if I wasn't a pro wrestler, I've gone through things that were really tough in my life. And if I wouldn't have had the people around me to support me, to say, "Hey, you can do this. You got to pull through this. You got to be strong," if I didn't have those people motivating me, I may not even be here today. So it's always great to have that support system like you're talking about around you. I know I
Yeah.
said before we get into the bare knuckle stuff a second ago, but before we get into the bare knuckle stuff yet again, you coming out of that hard situation that you were talking about, you went away for a while. Did your mentality change as a person? Were you able to grow, and how did you overcome all of those negative, aching thoughts right after getting out?
Man, that's where Street Beast came in and saved me, bro, as a fighter, for sure. I wasn't gonna do it no more, man. Especially after my first injury, I was like, nah, bro, it's not for me, man. I was like, bro, how am I gonna pay for my surgery and it's just gonna keep getting worse? Which is true.
Yeah.
That's why it sucks to even to this day. It sucks. It's like, bro, if I don't have my surgery, there's no thinking I can do MMA, you know, realistically. But
Yeah.
it's just hard, bro. Street Beast really helped me build myself back up, man. Really put myself in there and not have to get in such a competing level off rip and get right back into it so much. It helped me where I was at mentally at the time get through things at my pace, bro, that I needed to. And just by doing that, it landed me a job with them eventually forever. So, you know, it all paid off. It was all meant to happen. It really was. For me doing that, I got to meet the owners. My character finally got to pay off through meeting somebody that finally paid off for an opportunity for me. And that never happens, bro. So it was good, man. Street Beast paid off, and I give it to them for saving my career, bro. Seriously, I was not gonna fight again, bro. After my second fight, there just wasn't. I was super depressed, bro. My shoulder, doctor was talking about 2 year heal time. I was just like, I'm getting old, bro. Yeah, right. I was like, I'm done then. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, man. Uh, what was it like going into there? You said it was like a lot less on your shoulders, a lot less heavy going into the Street Beast because it wasn't so, live or died or whatever, however you want to describe it, you know? What was it like getting in there and doing that for the first time?
I think it helped. I think it helped my true fear of fighting. I've always been scared, and if you say you're not, you're lying. Fighting's scary, bro. And for me, I finally lost the fear of fighting, which I think I need to gain that back. Which is why I want to do BKFC. I think I lost the fear of fighting and was too calm person. Like, dude, I wouldn't even get a heartbeat right when they're announcing we're about to tear each other's heads off. Or I'm literally like, it's weird. I can't describe it, bro. The other fight, like, it's so weird, man. I just got way too overly calm recently, man. It's weird, man. It really messes with your mind sometimes. You know. Refresh me on the question because I got too far into what I was saying. I forgot.
It's all good, man. It's all good. So I was just asking what was like the first time stepping into a or not BKFC. What the fuck? Stepping into a Street Beast fight. What was it like? Because you said it took a lot of weight off of you whenever you were doing it. What was the feeling going into your first Street Beast?
So yeah, that's, that's what I was getting into. Street Beast took a fear away of fighting because in MMA you schedule and you know your opponent, you train for him, and then you're like so nervous because like, am I going to do so good against this guy? But when I took upon Street Beast, you show up, you know you're going to fight, but it's like you don't know who. So it takes away that kind of fear of like, okay, you didn't get to train, you're there right then and there, you're going to put your skill on the line right there, and it helped my fear of fighting, I think. Because it was just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna fight anyone here. All right, let's go. I'm ready. You know, let's do it. No, there's no training. It's right then or there. There's no the best of man wins type deal. So my mental was oddly calm, bro. That's what Street Beast is what got me calm, honestly, because it got me to be stopped of being scared of the fight. Because I would show up, I'd go all the way to Las Vegas from Arkansas, cross the country, don't know a single soul, so that now I can just be a mean. I spar easy. People know that. People try to take my head off all the time, but my true friends know this. There is no one I've ever sparred, even in Hot Springs, that I've never even hit like over 70% for sure. You know, and I can't because I would just be looked at as a dick. I'm the only active heavyweight in Arkansas that trains, and
Oh wow.
so you know what I mean. It sucks for me because like it really kind of affects me sometimes because I don't get the hard spar with nobody, and I think that's why Street Beast was such a good outlet for me because I really got to let loose against people I didn't know. So that's a mindset I had. I was like, oh, they don't know me. I don't have to be nice no more. I don't have to hold my punches no more. I said, let's go. You know what I mean? That's the kind of mentality it was, man. Just get in there, go lose the fears that you've had, deal with them right now because none of these fights count. and get better before you make that return. That's kind of where I was at with how I use Street Beast for that.
Okay. I know from talking to other fighters, there's a lot of I'm not gonna say raw emotion, but like there's a lot of a lot of anxiety and depression and stuff that's in the fight game, man. Have you experienced any of that kind of stuff? And if so, how do you get through that?
I really haven't kind of experienced too much of that kind of pressure, man. Honestly, I think some of the biggest pressure I have is like fighting at home because it's like, man, I really don't want to lose, and I think it makes me overthink as a fighter of like too much. Like, oh, I don't know. That's a good question, man, because I've been in depth with like thinking how if I'm gonna fight in Hot Springs again, if I want to, if it gets to my head too much, worrying about how I'm gonna look and perform. You know what I mean? And I shouldn't think like this fight should just come natural as you spar. You shouldn't be in there thinking like, oh my God, what's my next combo? And I think that's kind of what I do when I'm fighting in Hot Springs. I think it's a lot of built up pressure. Like, oh, dude, I got to look skilled, so my people know that I'm a real deal fighter. And I think I got to get that
Yeah.
out of my head too. I think people don't think I'm a legit fighter because I'm self trained. You know, I'm not in the gym 24/7. But I swear I put in a lot of work. And I mean, no disrespect. Everybody says this about them. This is just me boosting myself. I mean, no disrespect to anyone that will see this, but I put in more work than anybody that's in the gym full time. You know what I mean? And I'm saying that, bro, with just like I put in work, bro. I really do. I'm one of the only heavyweights that trains cardio like I do, pad work like I do, bag work like I do. I go swimming at the WAG for Christ's sake. You know what I mean? I put in work, bro. And I just like I said
Feels
earlier,
like
I'm trying to
feels like you go
trying to catch.
unnoticed.
Yeah, and I have that weird mentality. Like I just, you know what I mean? Because I feel like I'm so far behind. But I think I got to let that stuff go. I don't think no one really thinks that. You know what I mean? I think they take me serious. I think, I'm respectable, and I just, man, the fight game is such a mental, gosh, bro. It really is, man.
I bet it's rough, man. I bet it's rough. It's not the same in any way as professional wrestling because professional wrestling is predetermined. You know who's winning, you know who's losing. Uh, you got the same thing. You got the same thing. You know who you're going against. But at the end of the day, we already know who's winning and losing our matches. We already know what's going to
Right.
happen. We go in there and we talk about it while we're doing the match. We talk about our spots while we're in there wrestling. We don't go out and try to hurt each other or try to fight each other. But for you, another thing I was thinking about earlier, with when it comes to teams for you guys, even if you have a team, you're the only one in that cage from your team fighting. It's a one-man sport, man. You are in there by yourself, and I don't. All right, so I haven't said this on a podcast episode before, but I don't agree with what you said. I think that you are well trained because you're doing what you do, man, because you're going place to place. I think you know what the hell you're talking about for pretty much the most part. I'm not a fight expert or anything like that. I'm a guy who likes watching fights. I'm a guy who has people that I know that fights, and from everything I've seen and everything I know, man, you're doing a hell of a job, dude. So, I think that you're doing great, man. Honestly, I think once you get past that feeling that you're talking about getting past, there isn't anything that's going to be able to stop you, man. You'll be able to go wherever the hell you want to go. And people will be wanting you to come there too. You know what I'm saying?
For sure,
But,
bro. I appreciate that too, man. Really, yeah.
well, yeah, man. I mean, whatever I can do as a person to help motivate someone else, I would absolutely love to do. Especially someone I've known as long
Yes,
as I've
sir.
known you. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely, man.
uh, so yeah, keep doing what you're doing, man. Let's get into the bare knuckles stuff, dude. What's going on with
Yeah, for
that?
sure,
You
bro.
had a thing coming up, man. You had something coming up, and then the whole event got canceled. What got you
Dude,
into
man.
bare knuckle, man?
You know, it goes back to that. I want to be scared to fight again type of deal. But it also came back to, man, I finally got confidence in my hands as a heavyweight. Like and it came to just me going to different gyms, cross training with different people, coaches. Like, dude, you're one of the better moving heavyweights we've ever seen. Like, you're fast for on your feet. Your hands are fast. Like, you can move and pull. Like, I'd be training with lightweights. keeping up with them for 5-7 rounds, bro. Like we're talking 4 or 5 minute rounds, and I finally gained confidence, is what it was. And I seen the tryouts. I was like, well, dude, why not, man? They pay well. Why not? It's a platform that is very popular, most popular for bare knuckle. I was like, dude, I could maybe really become somebody there. I don't have to worry about my shoulder. I can showcase my hands, my skills, my speed for my size. And that's kind of really that's what it was. And then I just went down to Miami, got to make a little trip out of it. I had fun, bro. Got the spars. This dude that was a heavyweight. We were throwing, man. It was nice. Very
Right on.
nice. But yeah, dude,
Hell yeah.
money. I get to let my hands go. I get to travel. It's good. I told the owner of BKFC, I was in his inbox for 2 years, blowing him up. I said, bro, BKFC was made for people like me, and I believe that, bro. You know what I mean? Someone that fought fighting streets. I'm used to fighting bare knuckle, like seriously. Nothing maybe on the level I'm gonna fight at, no, but I'm used to it, and I'm not scared to. And like I said, I'm just gonna believe in my skills and my size, and go have fun with it, bro. For real.
That must have been disappointing whenever the event got canceled, man. I know you were looking forward to it. You were talking about it, posting about it and stuff, man. How did that impact you?
It really put me in a bad mood today because look, bro, my dog just jumped out my car window the other day, shattered his leg into where it goes into the pelvic bone, and it was unfixable, and they had to have it amputated, bro. Cost me $1,800 that I truly didn't have, dude. And then on top of that, bro, on top of that, my fight that I was gonna get only $2,000 for, which is good for for a debut, by the way, for boxing. I'm only making 200 of show, 200 to win for MMA. It's terrible, bro. As a pro, it's terrible, awful pay. That's why the boxing's so different. You feel me, bro? I'm getting paid 400 to win total for a pro fight. MMA, that's more dangerous than boxing, and I'm getting $400 compared. But yeah, man, it ruined my day because that money was going to kind of make up for this accident that happened this past weekend for my dog. And then that gets taken away, and it's just like, dang, I like literally had to scarf up that money, bro, So it's just like, and then that happened today, and I had seen family members today I ain't seen in 8 years. So I almost couldn't let it affect me like I really wanted to until I got a loan, bro. You know what I mean? And it sucks, bro. It goes back to, as a fighter, and for especially us, that I don't fight for the money, man. I really don't. I need it, I really do, but I don't. It's not like I'm like surviving off fight money at all. You know what I mean? Hell, not that fight money. I just haven't gotten paid enough at this point for it too. But that was gonna help, and it is what it is. It sucks to put in so much work, bro, and feel like tomorrow, bro. I might not even go to the gym tomorrow, but I am because I gotta stay sharp and ready. That's a mindset thing. But it's like that's
Yeah.
kind of savage, did you? It's like, damn, all this hard work, damn, for what now? What am I gonna do tomorrow? I don't have a fight now, so I might as well just take a day. It sucks. It messes with your mind, man. So
Yeah. All right, have you ever had other moments in your career like that, man? In your entire profession or in your entire fight career, not just professionally, but have you ever had any moments that really took the wind out of your sails? And how do you bounce back
never,
from that or recover from it?
man, I've never have, bro. I've never had no one pull out on me. Okay, I say that, but this guy right here, Devin Cross, he's the only person, and I'll tell you what, that was the best shape of my life I was ever in. He was my bounce back fight to my pro debut. I lost, so it was gonna. I mean, I was gonna destroy that guy, and that was the only time in my career besides this time that has been canceled, which everyone tells me in my weight class is shocking. But thankfully, brother, I really haven't had to deal with it. And to answer your question, how I dealt with it, I don't know, bro. Like today, it just happened today, so I don't know how. I mean, I'm just gonna keep doing me, keep training my kids. I'm training, keep my mental good, bro, and shit, man, just stay ready, bro. Stay sharp and ready.
Right on, man. Right on. For me, the whole thing, it would seem like it would be something you would just work harder to make sure that next time, whatever this opportunity comes back around, you're ready. You're more prepared than you were even this time to go in there and beat the shit out of someone or to go in there and throw down and throw your hands and, be the nasty native. You know what I mean? It
Yes,
just
sir.
seems like you would just get in there and you'd work twice as hard to make sure that you're ready,
100%, man. That's all I'm gonna do, man. It's my only option.
Yeah. Right on, man. So you've had 5 professional fights. How many amateur fights were before that?
I had 4, and I had 8 Street Beast
4.
fights that were, not counted, but they were technically amateur.
Okay. Give me your top 3 fights of your entire fight career. What are your top 3 fights? And give me the reasoning behind that.
Number 1 would be when I fought JD Jenkins. He was right my last amateur career. He's the fight that got me my management opportunity. But then it's also I regret it sometimes because it got me the opportunities I got and it kind of rushed everything for me. But it was good. I was in his hometown. He was 98% picked to knock me out. He was on like a 5-fight win streak, and I was only like 2-1 compared to his 5-1, 5-2 or something like that. Uh, so it was super bittersweet to get in there. And then, bro, I've never KO'd someone like I KO'd him, bro. So it was nice. It was 7 seconds, set the record. Uh, that was probably the greatest moment I ever had. Then I had one of my only good friends that traveled all the way to Mississippi to watch me fight in the background yelling "Street Beast, Nasty Nate!" Like, bro, it's just sick, bro. I had my, it felt good. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, take me serious. Like, yeah, who was getting knocked out 97%? And that's after the video. You see me going, "What's up now?" Like I was looking at the people that handles that shit, that votes, the dudes does the votes. I was letting them know, like, yeah, try me next time, bro. Go ahead. Uh, but I would say that's really the only top moment for me, man. I haven't had really any other good moments, bro. Since then, yet I've had good wins, pushed them through, got the dubs. I do have for all my may not be undefeated or nothing, but my wins, I'm a 100% rate finisher. So I got that. You know what I mean? I can say that for sure. So that feels nice. You know what I mean? All my fights I've won, I can say I've 100% finished them, whether it was with a choke, a submission, or a KO, or a TKO.
Okay.
So
What would you say your toughest fight you had was, whether it's a win or a loss?
a fight that's not talked about when I fought Jason Love in kickboxing. And Jason Love, fight me in MMA, bro, if you see this, because you avoided that fight. We were supposed to fight MMA. He was ranked number 1 in the nation at the time. I offered to fight him. Had just KO'd JD Jenkins. I was 3-1. I probably looked scary. Didn't want to fight me in MMA. He chose to kickbox me. I took that fight on a week notice. I drove down the day of the fight. I had drank and kickboxing is different. You don't have to be there the day of for weigh-ins and stuff. So I drank 3 Red Bulls, which were 300 milligrams caffeine apiece. So that's like 900 mg's of caffeine. Drove there, didn't get no sleep. And, dude, I didn't even pass my pre-vitals for the fight. I was at a 160 heart rate, and I was last in line. And when that happened, they were yelling my name for the fight, bro. And the doctor didn't even clear me. I went out to fight. 30 seconds within the round, I was throwing up. Dude, my heart rate was too high. And I can't blame it on that, bro, but that's what it was, bro. Like, I wasn't even cleared to fight, man. My heart rate was 160 resting. And I just had a lot of adrenaline. I knew it was a big fight. I was had a long day. I drove there. Just a lot into it, man. And I say it's my hardest fight because I'm really pissed because I didn't even get to fight the dude. And it was really embarrassing because I couldn't stop throwing up. It just was, I didn't even throw no punches yet, bro. My heart rate was just so high already. We were literally here, and I just literally was like, I started spraying right there, and the ref called it off as a
God
TKO.
dang.
He was like, "If you don't stop, I'm calling it." And I couldn't, bro. Like, I would try to put my glove on my hand. It's spewing out the side of my gloves. Like
God dang, man.
that's a rough one, man. It wasn't a tough fight because we didn't really get to throw down. And I'm just, man, I really wish that guy would see me in the fight world somewhere else. And
Whenever,
this is what gets me. This is what makes me feel good. And I'm not hating on the guy, but when he went to the BKFC tryouts, he didn't make it. When I went, I did. So, you know what I mean? I wish we would have got to fight longer, bro. It would have been a good fight.
he said, here's to you, guy. Here you go. Look what I
Yes,
did. You
sir.
didn't.
But hey, brother, I need to tell the promoters, and if he wants to fight me, I'll be like, listen, y'all give him that shot at me at BKFC and let us throw down. You
That'd
know
be
what I
cool,
mean?
man. Heck yeah, you get that match that you've been wanting, man. And
Yeah.
it'd be in something that's almost like your wheelhouse because of the street beef stuff. You know,
Yes, sir.
you'd be able to get in there and just throw down, you know. It'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
As far as fighting, bare knuckle goes, I told you right before we started this, man, I talked to Jessica Link, who's bare knuckle fighter. And she told me some interesting things that I didn't know. Whenever you're fighting bare knuckle, it's a lot different than fighting boxing or fighting MMA because you don't have gloves on, so your hands can get hurt a lot easier. You can't throw your punches as hard. You got to throw them more targeted than throwing them, hauling all in and stuff because you could hurt yourself. And for the most part, whenever you're hitting, it's basically like, what is it called? Surface damage. It's not like, deep impact concussions or anything like that you're getting out of the bare knuckle game, you know? So that's something that I had no clue about, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
It's something that's completely cool, you know?
You know, you could put someone like me that likes to brawl against a world-class boxer in BKFC, and someone like me is probably going to win that match. That's where that sport is growing big time for guys like that. And I'll go ahead and say this because mine thing. It's like, oh, I don't need anyone that is going to ever fight me to know this about me. But recently, bro, my right hand, the same one that's on my shoulder, I got
Mm-hmm.
tendonitis in my thumb, bro. I literally, doing this is excruciating, brother. Making a fist
Oh
is
my
only okay
God.
when I wrap my hands and have like my gauze on the inside like that. Like even just making that right there, bro, it's killing me. But like it's part of my life that I got to do now. But yeah, and
God dang.
tendonitis tendonitis is unfixable. So getting back to what you said, that's something that I've really had to train lately. That's why I've been hiring so many boxing coaches because I've been working on my placement and my punches. And dude, it's so important in that bare knuckle boxing. And the actual like punching doesn't bother the wrist. It's this motion. It's like the way of bending, like bending that my wrist should never bend in a fight. Like, so it's not going to hurt me in fights, bro. But it definitely it sucks to have this right now. You know what I mean? It really does.
Yeah, definitely,
But
man. Definitely.
different ball game, man. It's changed my whole training up, my whole pad work up. I'd make sure I train bare knuckles, very often on certain bags, certain pads that are hard. You know what I mean? And yeah,
Yeah. Is it something different that you're looking forward to compared to MMA, or is it something that you're wanting to do until you can get back to MMA at a healthy position?
this second one you said
Yes.
for
Okay.
sure,
So MMA is the
absolutely,
love. This is what you're doing to get back to a healthy position to be in MMA.
for sure, man. And I'm really okay with the boxing for now because it goes back to, man, that's kind of what I started doing ever. So it's like I can really kind of genuinely call it my roots. I just didn't amateur fight as an amateur. And that goes, because I'm going to glove box too this year. I'm not just going to do PKFC. Uh,
Okay.
I really like my manager. He really believes in me in boxing. He's like, man, he's like, dude, with the right fights we pick, brother, we can get you 4-0 quick, get you on the zone, fight underneath Jake Paul's one of his cars. He's like, man, just let's do it. I got the right person, bro. I really do.
That would be
It's hard
awesome.
to get these fights. Like, look, bro, my fight just got scrapped. So it's like I'm 4 months in now and I haven't fought yet. So it really, in my weight division, that's the problem. It's hard to stay active because, dude, either people back out on you, either people take contracts, sign them, make them think you're going to fight them. But little did you know they have a fight 30 days before and then they get knocked out and then they're suspended 60 days. And that means your fight's scrapped with the dude. It happens all the time, bro. Fight game's dirty.
That gum, man.
Ugh. I know, man.
Gosh.
For real.
You know, I wouldn't know the first thing about boxing, kickboxing, or bare knuckle without talking to guys like you and like Jessica Link, who've done this stuff. MMA fighters like Dewan Pickney. I talked to him on last year on my podcast, and he's done a little bit of everything as well. So I've got to talk to people who've done a little bit of all kinds of different combat sports, and it's really awesome, man. You said that the ground game is not necessarily your strongest thing in MMA. Is that something that you'd like be willing at some point once your shoulder is healthy, obviously, because you don't want to do it right now, but is it something that you'd be willing to go into like a a BJJ tournament or a show just ground grappling to see how good you've gotten or how much you can do in a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game?
Man, you know, I'm gonna be real with you, bro. I'm so hurt right now. I can't even wrestle someone my size. It hurts me terribly, and that's leading up to my past 3 MMA fights. Literally, the 3 I won, 2 I won. I'm sorry, three for sure. 2 I won, 1 I lost. None of them I train the ground at all on, bro. It's because I can't. My shoulder, because I did, and to the point I was at Off the Chain MMA, and they had some OBU wrestlers there. I went to go slam this dude, bro, but the same thing. I landed on that shoulder, bro, popped my AC joint out, and I was like, nope. I had a fight 30 days. I was like, no, I'm done, bro. I won't train ground at all no more until I have surgery. And so, bro, I'm halfway in my pro fights in, and I literally, honestly, I can't tell you the last time I grappled. And that's not good, bro. That's why I'm having a hard reset and time out with it right now. Because, dude, no disrespect. Seriously, I mean this, and I hope no one takes this the wrong way. But here in Hot Springs, man, jiu-jitsu at this point won't really help me because, like, I need wrestling. I need chain wrestling. Because that's what's dominant MMA. Jiu-jitsu is good to have submissions, but I'm trying to learn the chain wrestling MMA and work wrestling submissions off my wrestling versus being comfortable on my back and thinking I can armbar or put a triangle up on anyone getting beat up, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
So, but it sucks, bro, because what I was getting to is, for one, at Off the Chain, there's no one my size. For two, there's just, there's not jiu-jitsu there if you wanted to. It's not like you don't get the belt up there. So it's like, for me being 30 years old, it's unmotivating because, like, I don't have nothing to look forward to it to. I can't say, oh yeah, I'm a white belt. Been training for 8 years, and I have no credentials at all. But you know what I mean? It's like, so it's super unmotivating. And then it just goes back to, like, there's no one here my size, man. So what am I gonna go do? Wrestle unrealistically with people like half my weight, man? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it sucks, bro. It really does, man. I wish I could get back up to Rock City MMA or West Side and grapple with them guys more because I need more of that no-gi MMA grappling that's realistic to how I would be fighting. So I'm not so
Yeah.
like so I'm not so engaged in wrestling or so engaged on my back with jiu-jitsu. There needs to, and that's what I'm getting to overall for Off the Chain. It's a great MMA place. It's free. There's nothing I could complain about it. But it's not like it's structured as like MMA school. They don't have no-gi grappling. Like, there's not endless rounds of that, and there's not like I guess real fight scenarios you can put yourself in that helps you. You know what I mean? It all goes back, man, to training at the level you need to be at fighting at. You know what I mean? It really is. You
Yeah.
can't just get out and go to the bags and, you know. So
Yeah.
that's something I've had to be honest with myself recently too. Like, man, like, I know where I'm lacking. I know what I need to do. I need it. You know what I mean? It's just like working with what you got.
That
You know what I
being
mean?
Yeah, that being said, man, what is your thoughts on the state of MMA as a whole in Arkansas?
It's great, bro. Great opportunity. I've met some of the coolest people I'll know for the rest of my life through MMA community. Growing sport. Dewan Pickney's doing his thing here in Arkansas, especially. You know, he's like the most active promotion there is right now. We got great athletes here too, man. I wish I wasn't so far behind, so I could, like. But I've met some awesome people, dude. I've got to train with some cool people. I've got to meet all the UFC people that have been from Arkansas. I get to train with them on a regular, and it's cool, bro. We really all help each other get better here. I wish there was. If you're a heavyweight and you're in Arkansas and you're interested, get your ass training, bro, and let's get after it, baby. Because I need more guys my size, man. It goes back to that, bro. Like, it's unmotivating to go travel an hour up in Little Rock, train for 2 hours with little bodies. Don't get the spar because coaches up there won't let you spar MMA with little bodies. And then it's time consuming. It's like, what's it benefiting me type of deal, And so, like, it prevents me from doing it sometimes. And yeah, bro.
Right on. So what have you worked the most on improving as far as your stand-up game goes? What is the thing you've worked on the most here recently?
Coach Nathan Kirby has helped me with this a ton. Thank you, brother. realizing where I lack, watching my shadow boxing, watching my fights from your perspective, from my opponent's perspective. How often will you watch yourself doing something, whether it's playing sports or you're recording yourself teeing off or you're recording yourself hitting a bag and you're like, yeah, I look good. I can't see nothing wrong with that. It's hard to critique yourself. It really is. And I didn't understand this until a couple of weeks ago. I was training with Coach Kirby. He said, I want you to do shadow box. I want you to look as skilled as you can for 1 minute. I'm recording you. I'm doing it. I think I'm looking nice and crispy. And after the video, he was like, tell me what you're doing wrong. Tell me what's wrong here. And I couldn't say nothing, man, because I was like thinking it looked good. And then it goes back to someone being brutally honest, where you're at your level, where other people are at your level, what you need to realize, what you're not doing. And so, yeah, man, he really opened my eyes up, like, with just shadow boxing, how unskilled you can be and look, and just the little aspects of your timing and tempo, how fast you're doing it. Are you just pity patting them? Because if you're pity patting shadow boxing, you pity patting the fights. Are you changing your levels up when you do it? Are you cutting the angles? Like, there's so many things that I didn't realize I kind of wasn't doing with my shadow boxing. Um, just mind things, man. And Coach Kirby has a whole wall board of written information of his knowledge. It's so great, bro. It's like some of the best training I can. And it all goes back to look at yourself and what's wrong with what you're doing. Every time you throw a punch, try to critique something, try to realize. And it's really helped me, bro. Like I've progressively watched over just the past 4 weeks, because I trained with 2 boxing coaches and then Coach Kirby MMA, because I don't want to get unskilled in MMA. So that's why I'm hiring Coach Kirby, to keep me very well-rounded, and we're going to work into grappling and stuff like that. But that way I'm still kicking, high kicking, putting all my MMA combos into takedowns this year while I'm boxing, but still focusing on more boxing. But at the same time, and I get so much knowledge from all 3 of them at the same time. And what Coach Kirby teaches me for MMA helps me with boxing, bro. And I've progressively, just over this past month, have just watched how sharp and tight and quick I've gotten on just my little bags, bro. And you know what I mean? So it's from all my past fights, where I'm at now, what I'm doing different is realizing where I'm the weakest at, and really tightening them up, because everything just gets better with practice, man. You know what I mean? Just repetition and drilling things rightly and doing it slow at first and then fastly doing them, really getting them down, fast speed, and getting muscle memory to where it's like realistic and not just I think that gets me in that comfortable mode I was talking about before the fights. Like, oh yeah, this is just like sparring. I'm used to this. No, I don't know. I don't need to be used to that shit. I need it for it to be intense, fast, hard, and like not so laid back. You know what I mean? And that's what I've been doing differently. Really going 100%, literally giving it my all in training instead of just getting by with it. You know what I mean? Because people find themselves doing it. You know what I mean? For real.
So you getting out of that into a different area that we haven't really talked about. You run Street Beef Sturdy South, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes,
How
I run
does
it, man.
that work? How does that work, and how did that come about?
Fighting for Street Beefs, bro. I've always had known them, and then I was on YouTube one day in the midst of my 1.5 year layoff of not doing nothing, and I'm like, whoa, Street Beefs West Coast. It was their first event, and I had never known how to sign up for Street Beefs, and they explained it on their event. They were new. I clicked on it. They're like, hey, look, if you want to be a part of us, click join our Facebook. Boom, I'm doing all this. I watched the second event. They have one each month, and then I had signed up for the third one. I fought for Street Beefs and won 3 belts from them guys, man. And I ended up doing events here in Arkansas. It's illegal here in Arkansas. I didn't do no research either. I just started doing it and ended up getting fined $6,000 from the state commission. And Scarface, he found out about it, bro. He paid that off for me and was like, "Look, brother, Texas is mutual combat." He's like, "I'll give you permission to make up a name with Street Beast in front of it." And he said, "Have fun with it, bro." He's like, "Build your YouTube, get paid like we are." He's like, "It's an opportunity there for you." He's like, "You know what I mean?" And that's where we're at with it, bro. And I just got full rights to the actual brand, and now I'm doing videos myself, events myself fully, which I've already have been, but I wasn't able to post videos to my YouTube yet, which I had YouTube for like 2 years now, and it didn't grow until just this past couple of months when I started posting, which is super important, man. I got to post content, it's hard to grow followers on there. But yeah, that's where we're at, bro. That's how I got it.
I understand that growing content thing, man. Like we talked about before we got on here, man. We're still looking. If you're looking at the numbers on the video right now, as far as how many subscribers we got, we only got I think between 16 and 20 something people subscribing right now. Thankful for all of you guys,
Yeah.
by the way. Thank you for tuning in. But,
Yeah.
it's very difficult even uploading. I'm uploading, I think, 4 reels for each episode that we're doing on here. So your episode's going to get 4 reels of its own from this episode, different clips from the episode, so people will be able to check it out, just these shorts, and it'll link straight to this episode. So if they want to see the full thing, they can just click the link and it'll shoot them here. But yeah, man, that is crazy. How does it work booking the fights? How does it work getting people on the show and everything like that, getting them into the event and everything? Is it just reaching out, or is it a process that you go through to find the best fighters, or how do you do it, man?
I'm grateful for what Street Beast has already had a platform for, because without that, it would not happen. It basically goes back to my Facebook group. Facebook group is where I do signups. I say, hey, look, we do ours every 3 months, because after fighting for each branch, I've kind of picked up tactics from each one of them. I don't like doing them every month because not that many people are going to show. There's going to be too many excuses. Oh, there's not enough time. I can't take off. Well, I can't take off work. So I do them every 3 months. I make sign up posts on Facebook. I say, hey, look, only comment your info if you can take off work right now, request off work, and make yourself free for this day. And then after that, if they comment on that post and put their information, they're committed. So I send them the invite post for the group, where the location's at, details what they need to do, what time they need to be there. And there is no pre-picked fights, brother. We just do it off people that show up that day. And when people
Oh,
get there that
okay.
day, yeah, bro. And that's how I can't believe it's worked as smooth as it is. Out of 8 events, I've only ever had like 4 people not to be able to get a fight out of 8 events, and how I do it, just having them show up. It's always worked out
Wow.
just so smooth. And so basically, we get guys there, they sign the waivers. We say, hey, look, we do 10-pound weight scale. So meaning, if you're 125 pounds to 135 pound, come see me. And then when I get them guys there, I say, who's boxing? Boom, I get them guys matched. Who's MMA? Boom, get them guys matched. If someone doesn't get a matchup, I say, hey, look, sit aside. I got you on fill-in. If we'll find something, maybe if you got a box or kickbox. And that's how we do it and we go high until we get to heavyweight, bro. And yeah, man, hell, we've had 37 matches. Our smallest ever event only had 22 fights, and that's 44 committed people plus the people they bring with them. You know what I mean? And yeah, dude, it's just it's the name Street Beast, bro. They want to be a part of that, and I'm grateful. That's why I'm grateful for it. I couldn't be as successful as I am with the group if I did not have Street Beast's name, bro. That's just for 100% the truth.
As far as pay goes for that, or if it is a paid thing, as far as that goes, man, is it sponsorships that get you the money to be able to pay these guys that come out and fight, or is it something else?
I don't pay no one for Street Beast, boss.
Oh,
No,
okay.
sir. Nope, Street Beast is everything. That's why it's such a cool thing to see. None of them guys are benefit from it at all. Only one is me from the videos that I get paid for on YouTube. So it's all commitment. It's all about, are you a serious fighter that wants to use us as an opportunity to get more like me, bro? Look, I was a year and a half off. I use Street Beast, bro. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I use them for me as a fighter, for my mental, for my strength, to build my confidence back up. It's stay sharp in between fights, like, or it's for them guys that are just off the couch that just want to throw hands, or it's for them guys that have beefs. Like, we're just there, you know what I mean? So we don't pay nobody. We make that very clear on our waivers and stuff. But my ultimate goal with everything in Texas is I have future plans, brother. I'm building a community, right? I got 30,000 followers on Facebook. I got 30,000 on Instagram. My YouTube's grown. We have a platform. Our other YouTube has 3 milli. So what I plan to do is, when I get enough money through fighting or however I'll accumulate it, I'm going to open up a legit promotion in Texas, because it's right next door and way cheaper. Ooh, I hate Arkansas, bro, because they've done me so dirty. So I will never ever do it. I will never own a promotion here, because they just would want too much money. Texas taxes, they don't come accumulate there with the fight program. So through the community I have through Street Beast, brother, when I open my branch and my organization of amateur and pros, I will have people that would be willing to come fight. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, I just will have the people there and the platform already there. And then finally what I'm doing can turn into money while still doing the free events for Street Beast. You know what I mean? So it's all a plan, man.
So
Plan in motion.
you're working in the future to open up a fight promotion, an MMA promotion in Texas, is what you're telling me?
100%, bro. Because as far as just the little time I'm in, I've met so many people from Texas, gym owners, people that, dude, let's connect. Y'all come here, do a street beast. Y'all, let's, like, for instance, this event I'm having in May is the biggest event I've had. There's going to be so many pros there. It's going to be a gym wars. So there's going to be, it's not going to be the average street beast event where it's like just, people that don't think these guys are serious. My branch, those guys are serious. There's real people that are training every day, people that are amateurs, 4-0 guys, 8-0 guys in the amateur leagues coming in just using street beasts. Like, we have a real deal fighters, and this event, dude, it's just going to be massive because I'm going to get to use the footage of pros sparring, but get to use them for my content. And dog, it's just going to be great because we're going to have all the pros sparring and then the amateur sparring, fighting, or whatever you want to call it. And it's all going to be beneficial for us because it's all content. You know what I mean? It's so big. Our events, like, signups are huge already. So we're excited. And it's our first indoor event with a real cage, real boxing ring. Pros will get to teach amateurs pad work, combination work. It'll just be a good, overall event for fighters, man.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. You've gone a long way from whenever I knew you back doing the football stuff way, way back years ago to now, man. That's been, 10 years ago or more. That's been 12 years ago since we were doing any of that kind of stuff. And you've come a long way in your personal life, man, and professional life now, doing all the stuff you're loving to do and being able to do it at a high level, dude. I wanted to first say, man, it's all well earned. You've done the work. You've put the work in, and you've done a great job at everything, man. Like I said, you're excelling. Whether your record shows it or not doesn't matter. You are doing a great job in all aspects, dude. Just toughing it out, fighting through it, being a great owner of a promotion that is not like an actual legit fight promotion, but a promotion that is well known by more than 30,000 people in the world, man. I mean, more than 3 million in the world on the YouTube scene, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you've got a freaking huge following. You're doing something right, and it shows in a large way, man. So, before I get into the final little thing we do here usually, I wanted to say congratulations on all the success you've had, man. And I want to say good luck in your future stuff as well, dude, because from one dude to another, I can't say any more of how proud I am to see guys working their ass off and getting shit done the way that they want it done. You know what I mean? So kudos to you and congratulations to you on all your success so far.
Appreciate that, brother. Oh,
yeah, man, not a problem at all. Usually at the end of every episode, because we're winding down now, I like to talk about gratefulness because it's a huge part of my life, man. And usually I say 3 things I'm grateful for, and then I'll let you do the same thing. So for me, most of the time, it really doesn't change all that much. My support system, my fiance, my 2 beautiful daughters, my mom, my dad, Alex, my brother, you know him. All of the people that have supported me throughout the years that have really had my back, whether it's podcasting, pro wrestling, filmmaking, music, whatever it may be. All my support system's a huge part that I'm grateful for endlessly. The second thing, as always, is my guests. The guys like you who have no reason to come on this show. I'm just some dude that likes talking to people, you know what I mean? So there's no real reason for any of you guys to come on here. But I'm so grateful that you choose to, that it's your choice to be able to come on here, that you accept the invite that I send you to say, hey, I want to go on here. I think this dude's a dude that I'd like to talk to. Very appreciative for you and all the other guests that have been on in the past. And the third thing, man, is the good Lord up above, because without him, nothing in this world would be possible, man. For me, for you, for anybody. I don't push that on anybody. It's just the way I believe, man. Without God, ain't nothing happening. You know what I mean? So, Cody, in this very moment, what are 3 things that you are grateful for?
Man, I'm very grateful that for my son, most importantly. He's I got joint custody of him, bro. It's awesome. He's my little friend, bro. Like, I love him to death. He didn't want to leave to go to his mama today. He wanted to stay with dad, you know what I mean? I just got such a good bond with him, and he's my reason for everything. And I'm grateful for the bad times in my life that led me to going to prison, because I don't think if I ever went there, man, I would ever be in this world of MMA or nothing. I just ever fought. I wasn't nobody, bro. I just partied and did stupid things and broke the law, and I just was a bad dude, bro. You know, I was only known for fighting because I would start trouble and stuff. So it's just like I really had to be humbled, bro, to really understand what life was about. I never had a mentor. I think that's, you know, I met my dad when I was 20, when I got out of prison, bro, for the first time. So it's just like MMA. I'm so grateful for getting in trouble because I found MMA, and without MMA, I would have never found my true self. I would never found these scholarly type figures, these mentors I can look up to, the different outlets of how I can handle things, bro. You know what I mean? And I'm super thankful, bro, for my grandpa. Cause shoot, without him, shit, I'd be rotting in prison, man. He really helped me financially, you know, get out of trouble. I was facing 22 years, and I got lucky and got 12. You know what I mean? And got good time served and got 6, and only did, you know, 2 months on each of those 6 years. I only had to do 20 months. You know, 22 months. I got really grateful for those 3 things, bro. Because without any of those 3 things, I don't think I'd be here. You know what I mean? Because without my son,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have no good motivation. Without ever getting in trouble, I wouldn't found MMA. Without finding MMA, I would never found my true self. You know, without my grandpa keeping me out of trouble, I'd be in prison still to this day, bro. So it's just like, yeah, those are the most important things for me, for sure.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I really appreciate it, dude. It means a lot to me that you come on here.
Yeah, sorry it took me so long, man. You know, I got real bad communication issues, bro, and I'm just now getting out of it. I just now really am. It's bad, bro. I had to
It
get counselor
happened.
and everything. I just don't like. I just feel like I'm a waste of people's time sometimes, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get better at it, bro. Branch out to people, talk. Cause hell, I'm actually finding out I like to talk to people too, man. I've held back too much. You know what I mean? I'm done doing that.
Yeah, man. I understand that completely, dude. Well,
For
shoot,
sure.
man. I know you've got stuff you're probably going to be doing the rest of the evening, and I've got a little bit of things that I'm going to do. So once again, man, thank you for coming on. We'll have to get you back up on here after you get into the bare knuckle scene, man. Talk a little bit more about what you've got going on there. The boxing scene, man. Get you back on here and talk about what's happened since then a little bit later on in the year.
Yeah, because I got some. I'll hold off until that because I got some good news for it. The guys hit me up today asking, and I got a better opportunity than what I had. So we'll talk it when it comes, bro. When I get that confirmed, let's get on another show and talk about it.
Oh, definitely, man. Definitely. Well, buddy, you have a great rest of your evening, man.
Hey, you too, brother. I appreciate the talk, man. Thank you.
Hey, not a problem.
I told you that episode was going to be awesome, guys, and it did not disappoint. It was just a very cool conversation with a very cool guy. Cody, man, thank you for coming on so much, man. Thank you for sharing about your career, about your struggles, about everything that's happened throughout the time that, you know, I knew you back whenever we were younger, all the way to current day, man. I hope everything works out for the bare knuckle stuff for you, man, and we'll have to get you back on after you get into that a little bit more. But right now, let's look forward to the next episode. Tomorrow's episode, we're talking to a guy who is in the Mid-South wrestling territory from the early 90s all the way until right before the pandemic. He's wrestled Tennessee, he's wrestled Arkansas, Texas, Louisiana. He's wrestled all over the Mid-South area. The guy is a veteran. He's also been a background actor or extra, if you will, on Young Rock when it was on TV. We are talking to Johnny Morton. Tomorrow we have a conversation with a veteran. And when I say veteran, like I said, 30 years in the wrestling business. We're talking to a veteran in the wrestling industry. We talked to him about CWA stuff, Championship Wrestling of Arkansas, Mid-South stuff, how the wrestling world's changed, and so much more. So tune in tomorrow for that, guys. But as for this episode, it's done. It's over with, and it's been a lot of fun. So never forget to always listen when Adam talks. You guys have a great rest of your day, evening, night, whenever you're watching or listening to this, and we will see you very, very soon.